Beautiful. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for making time to be um, here at the November lecture series of the Bingham University College of Medicine Alumni Association. Um, it's a beautiful time to be here, and I'm glad to see each and every one of us. Uh, the topic this month is one that is important and dear to my heart. Is the topic on giving back to a community that has done so much to make us who we are today. Nobody became a doctor. None of us here who are doctors became a doctor by our own selves. We had to go through a system, through an institution that poured into you to become who you are today. It is true that many of us probably did not find it so easy going through the system, but by the grace of God, you put in your best. And even though the system was probably not as perfect as it should have been at the time that many of us were in school, yet still the system poured into us. And without Bingham University, we would not call ourselves medical doctors today. And so I always say that there is no self-made man. There is nobody that can beat his chest and say that I made myself who I am without the input of others, without the input of a system, without the input of structures that have made you who you are. And so, before we became who we are, some people, some systems, put into, invested into our lives. And for us, as medical doctors who have graduated from Bingham University is one of that very important structure that invested in our lives to become who we are. So it's important that as we go ahead in life, as we progress in life, we are able to look back and, in one way or the other, contribute back to a system that ensured that we became who we are today. And in order to handle this topic on giving back, um, we have none other than our very own Professor A.R.J. Shuaibu. Professor Shuaibu is not a stranger to any of us here. She is a big sister and a mother to many of us who are on this platform. She's a fellow of the West African College of Physicians in the Department of Family Medicine. She's a professor of family medicine in our Alma Mater, Bingham University. And currently, maybe some of us don't know, she's the deputy provost of the College of Medicine and Health Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to make welcome to the stage the one and the only Professor A.R.J. Shuaibu. Thank you very much, Ma, for agreeing to do this for us. You have the stage, Ma. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it sounds like a real stage to me. Thank you, Chibuzo. And for those who don't know, he had asked that I should share my profile. And I said to him, there's nobody here who is a stranger, so I don't need any formal introduction. But it's an absolute pleasure for me to be here at this meeting today. And maybe to say that this is also something that I am very passionate about. It's really a delight to see some of you. Some of you came here, I guess, because you have sinned against me, and you are trying to pay back by ensuring that I see you. Okay, and you know yourselves, and I want to tell you that I have seen you, and I'm glad that you have come. But whether your sins have been totally forgiven, I can't say that for sure. We'll see how that goes. Um, I debated about whether or not to share some slides because I thought to myself that you've had a lot of lecturing, especially from me. But I thought also it would be good to just use a couple of slides to rejig your memories as to where you're coming from. For some strange reason, a lot has happened. And this year, as I was sitting down and trying to mind my business, They came and elected me to be a representative of the Senate in the Bingham University Council. And of course, it was something I reluctantly agreed to be part of. But later on, I realized that God has a purpose for everything, and I accepted. Incidentally, in the first meeting, we were looking at the university, the challenges of the university, especially in terms of finances and other things. As someone who is not part of the university but part of the council mentioned the issue of giving back and what the alumni were doing. And so there was a lot of discussion about it. And I don't know, I think the set that I had challenged should have graduated by now. There was one of the days I was teaching in the class, and suddenly there were so many phones and laptops being charged. And I was asking them, I said, what's going on? Oh, we've not had light um, in the hostel. What happened? Oh, there was an issue with the transformer. I was like, oh, wow. So, of course, you would have imagined that the students were very much distracted because at the time, what they wanted was just to charge their phones and their laptops. And I said to them, how is it that, set after set have been graduating and no set has decided that, oh, the classroom that we're leaving will put solar panels in there? And I said to them, well, if nobody has thought about it, maybe you should think about it so that if you find these situations in the future, you can do something about. So yes, the issue of giving back may not be our culture as Africans, but it doesn't mean that it should continue to be like that. And which is why I'm thankful that I've been asked to come and inspire you, I hope, and challenge you in the process to see how you need to think about giving back. Every time I pass by for the first set that had their names written in cement, not in gold now, it's fascinating when I pass by the admin block, and it's there. When some construction work was going to happen recently, I told myself, I said, whatever they do, I hope that nobody touches it. And thankfully, it was spared. And so those people have written their names in cement. And as far as we're gatekeepers for the college, I want to assure you that we'll make sure that nothing happens to that imprint that you have made. When I looked at the people who showed up, I said, okay, it's the usual front benchers who showed up. Maybe the back benchers will come. So some things change, some things don't. And we're thankful that many of you have found yourselves in different places and spheres. And every time we hear good things about you, we're glad and delighted. But every time we also hear things that are not very palatable, we're not happy. So, we're talking about giving back to our roots, strengthening our alma mater together. And I'm sure that this picture will bring memories for some people who were part of this celebration. And I just want to say that if we're looking at building a brighter future in Bingham University College of Medicine, it requires a collective effort and the support of every one of you who has gone through this system. And so I want to start with a few slides that talks about why people do not give back, because I want to see whether these are some of the things that will stop you or are stopping you from giving back. So some people perceive that they have moved on, and so Bingham University is in their past. And so there's no reason why they should look back. But like Chibuzo mentioned, remember where you're coming from. And it's always important to remember where you're coming from. Otherwise, you get lost wherever you're going to, I can assure you. So some others also feel that the college didn't do much for you. But of course, we probably were fighting to get stability at the time. And if you think that giving you a solid medical education was not enough, then maybe you need to look at other places where people get substandard education. Recently, I came across someone who said someone called him from Medical and Dental Council requesting that we send their way graduates from our college because they know that they're usually very serious. I was very elated and even flattered because I said, is it these children we used to abuse that people value like that so much? And then I had a conversation with one of our colleagues and he says, "Them, that means we're doing something good." And I said, oh, I hope so. So I can assure you that we have done so much for you. So if your reason is because you think we didn't do much for you, I hope that at the end of this time you will be convinced otherwise. Some of you would say, oh, I'm not in touch with anyone there anymore. It's true, but the world is a global village. Sometimes I travel, I bump into some people. I sometimes do not even know that they are either students or graduates of our college until they come up and have the courage to greet me and introduce themselves. Some others will say, oh, it's because of financial constraints, but I can assure you that it's not enough reason. I was thinking about this time and I remember there's a particular attendant in the hospital that many of you would know who, for herself, has not been fortunate enough to be married because she had issues and complications with VVF. And it was in the course of seeking healthcare in the hospital that she eventually was employed as an attendant. As I speak to you, she adopted two children as an attendant. And I've watched how she's sacrificing for these two children. So this is not someone that has everything, but she's giving back. One of the kids is her nephew. The other one, she just helped people come from her village to the hospital and they donated one daughter to her. So if you're thinking that you're financially constrained, that's why you're not able to give back, I believe that by now you know that it's not enough reason. Oh, some people say when I'm more established, nobody gets more established. There's always much more to do. Other pressing family or personal needs, they will never finish. So that's not enough reason not to want to give back. What about others? Oh, I'm very busy with work and life, especially for those of you who are working outside of the country. You know that it's not easy to be a doctor outside of country. Here we have some small time to ourselves, but that's not the case. But that's not enough. Some people say, oh, no one has reached out to me. And the question I ask is, does someone need to reach out to you for you to give back to the college? Somebody says, oh, I don't even know what's going on there. I don't know what they need. I'm not sure what I will give can make a difference. And I ask, just give. And when you give, you will know how much more what you are giving can make a difference. Recently, there was a plea because we have so many students, we don't have enough chairs in the chapel. So students don't want to come to chapel because they don't want to come and stand outside. And then we had to raise funds so we can buy more chairs for the chapel. Of course, for those of you who used to play the musical instruments are in a state where they need to be refurbished or even replaced. And we're not able to do that because we don't have enough funds. Even if it is one string of guitar that you're giving money for, will go a long way in replacing that guitar. Some of you may be disappointed. Oh, the Bingham University is very corrupt. They asked us to pay for medical bills. They never gave us NHIS, so I'll never, give anything back. But if you don't give back, how do you make the system better for other people? For some of you who want to give back, you just don't understand how that can happen. But there are clear channels of giving back if you want to give back. If you don't know any way to give back, just call me and I'll tell you what to do if you really want to give back. So the importance of giving back, why does it matter? Really, when you give back to the institution that nurtured you, you honor the institution. And like Chibuzo has mentioned, whether you like it or not, the university, the college has contributed something to what you are today and what you will be tomorrow. And giving back is a mark, a badge that says that I honor the institution and the things that they have done for me. And yes, your learning environment may not have been perfect at the time, but giving back to enhance learning for others also is a way of strengthening your institution. I'm sure most of you, if the institution is doing well, will be happy. And if we're not doing well, you will not be happy as well. So even have putting your hands together as alumni To do this builds a lot of pride and you set a legacy that others will want to also follow. Because giving back is a culture that may not be something that we, as Africans, are willing to do, but we can change the narrative. When you give back, you support education and innovation, not only in Bingham University, because if you enhance the medical education for graduates of Bingham University or students of Bingham University College of Medicine, it also has a ripple effect globally and nationally. And so it's not so much about just the impact of your giving, does not stop only in the institution. Of course, if we have enhanced infrastructure, because of contributions of the alumni, we will attract more students. And of course, it will also improve our visibility and impact as an institution. There are other things also. Scholarship, you people know how things have been. Even I don't think there's a set here that has not experienced one or two classmates who find it difficult to pay their school fees. And I see how collectively people have come together, to support their classmates, to drive for funds just so that a classmate or two can pay their fees and write their exams. The question is, why can't you as alumni set up an endowment fund for indigent students and set up a mechanism where you can support people who are struggling, especially for those who even benefited as students? You struggled, your classmates rallied around, they got funding and supported you. But what have you done to give back in terms of scholarship so that others can also access quality education like you did? The alumni can also foster and strengthen mentorship programs. Um, Chibuzo and a couple of you who are still within the system, you see how we struggle to train medical students in terms of their morals and character. I have always been big on that. Many of you know that because I would rather have a well-behaved doctor who is struggling academically than a very bright doctor who has question marks in their moral characters. And we're seeing more and more, things, and we're looking out as a college to set up a mentoring program. And I am in charge of that committee. And the major challenge that we face is the ratio between mentors and mentees. And we want to make a mentoring program that is effective, but we know that if we pair the number of students that we have with the number of people who are volunteering as mentors, it will be a huge crowd and it will not work. And I said to myself, why can't the alumni be a database that we can go to? If one of you decides that they would mentor two or three students, it will go a long way. And they are likely to connect more with you since you're in their generation and you probably understand even better some of the things that they are going through. Of course, alumni can also provide scholarships or research and other innovation systems within the university. I put a picture of the teaching hospital so that it's not just the college. Remember that the workshop for the college is the teaching hospital. So there's nothing that says you cannot do something to the teaching hospital as well. A lot has changed in your absence, but a lot can be better with your presence. So in what ways can you contribute? You can make financial contributions, like I mentioned, scholarships, research and equipment, endowments. You can decide to build a block of offices or classrooms as a set or as an alumni together. But it's not just financial contributions, like I mentioned, mentorship programs. You can also show up and provide guest lectures. You can participate in workshops. You can provide guidance, especially for young graduates who are seeking internship placements or even residency placements, to just give them advice based on what you have experienced. Of course, there's the aspect of community service. I know that many of you during your community health projects reach out and do some kind of community service and outreach programs, but you can do more. as an alumni. So, of course, academic development, like I said, journal sponsorships, helping students with exam preparation, helping young graduates with placements into other exams that you will do, innovation and research, like I said, community outreach and networking, and even, linking us to places where we can get support are things that you can do. So, getting involved is a choice that you make. I actually thought that there will be many more people attending this meeting, but unfortunately not as many. But I'm not one who is taken back by numbers. It's better to have a few that are effective than to have too many people who are just bystanders. So I believe that you who are here today can serve as a catalyst on things that you can do. Show up for the meetings, put yourself forward in areas where support and volunteers are required. Uh, Link us up with areas where we can get funding, where we can get support, and then, of course, be willing to partner with us when we have outreach programs in terms of community networking. So, in terms of our vision, of course, for the college, we want to have a thriving medical college that will be recognized globally. We want to have an alumni network that is engaged and present so that we can feel you, not just only when you need referral letters or recommendation letters. Some of you have quarreled with you. You never get in touch with us until you require a reference, or recommendation letter. We want you to be much more involved. Ask questions about what's going on in the college. Ask questions about what you can do and how you can contribute your own quota. We would like to see a legacy of compassion among our alumni, wherever you are. Representing us in your workplace well is also a good testament that you're giving back to your alma mater. Because once there's a negative publicity about any of our graduates, it hurts us, that someone like that can be linked with us. Recently, I think there was one, and I kept on trying to say, no, this person did not graduate from here. No, this person never came through here. I don't know this person, until it was quite obvious that it was someone that had gone through, thankfully has not graduated yet, and I hope that person doesn't graduate so that it's not named, among the alumni, of course, except if he has a drastic change of heart and character. But we really don't want to be involved with anyone who has a negative reputation for the college. So ensuring that you do your work well to the best of your ability and to serve and show that level of excellence is something that is important to us also as your alma mater. Remember the university's mission, vision, motto is mission for service. So when you're on a mission, you're focused. When you're providing service, it is out of sacrifice. And we expect that you should serve wherever you find yourself sacrificially. So, really, when you give back, you're the one who gets the most benefit. And if you are in doubt, give back or give something out and you see how you feel. So I want to challenge us to find ways of giving back, specifically in empowering the network. A once a month meeting is not too much. Show up to the meetings and contribute your quota. Don't say that you're too busy. 1 hour is not too much of your time to just link and network with your people. Find ways that you can do something small. It doesn't have to be something very big, whether it is financial contributions, whether it's mentorship, whether it's community engagement. Every form of support that you can give is valuable and will be very much appreciated. And of course, if you have any questions about how you want to give and who to contact, like I have said, please reach out to me and then we can talk about how best to do that. And when you're in a position to have gotten so much, the only gift you can give at this point is to give back. So I want to encourage you to maintain your connection and collaboration as alumni. Please uphold the values and standards that we taught you while you were passing through here. Don't forget where you're coming from. And remember that whatever you do, you're contributing not just to the College of Medicine in Bingham University, but to the growth and development of healthcare services in Nigeria and beyond. I want to thank you most sincerely, and I know that there may be opportunities for questions or comments, and I'm happy to take those. So I think I'll stop here and give give the mic or give the stage back to Chibuzo. I hope that this has been something that will challenge you. Remember that the college will be 20 years in May 2026. And the provost said I should tell you this, that we are actually going to put up a challenge to the alumni to be the ones to bring us a proposal on how the college will mark 20 years of its existence. So that is a challenge that I'm giving to you. And Chibuzo, I hope that you can rally around a committee of alumni. You give us a proposal on how best you think we should mark 20 years. 20 years is not a small milestone. And so we want to make sure that we're giving visibility to the college, and we want you to be the ones in the forefront of ensuring that that happens. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. So thank you very much, and God's blessings to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for taking the time to bring us this presentation. We are grateful and we are glad. I think probably we'll take any questions. I don't know if anyone has any questions that they want to ask. You have given us so much to think about and to plan around, and we will definitely do that. Does anyone have any question? If you have a question, you can just take the floor and ask, or put it on the chat box and we can read.
Or comments.
Or comments here.
Yeah.
Dr. Logan put a comment on. Dr. Logan, we want to hear your voice.
Yeah. Hello, good evening.